Yamaha versus Mercury. There's a clear winner, or is there? If you're tired of biased reviews, you've come to the right place. Today we're comparing everything from performance and reliability to styling and warranties, all with a dash of controversy. Buckle up, because the ultimate outboard showdown starts right now. Let's dive in. Before we dig into the nitty-gritty, let's lay out why Yamaha and Mercury are such dominant names. The first thing you've got to know is that these brands aren't messing around. They didn't become the biggest players by accident. In the world of outboard engines, you'll find plenty of smaller names, but the conversation almost always circles back to these two. Some folks argue that Yamaha engines offer better longevity because of their heavy emphasis on corrosion resistance, while others swear Mercury has the edge in technology, horsepower, or brand heritage, especially if you're leaning American-made. Does either brand hold a decisive advantage in terms of raw reliability? Not really. I've had Mercury engines last for decades with minimal fuss, and I've watched Yamaha outboards log hours well beyond what most boaters would consider normal. Each invests billions, yes, billions, into research and development. They want to be the brand that pulls your boat out of the hole quickest, sips the least fuel, and lives the longest. It's like watching two heavyweights in a never-ending title fight. At the same time, let's address a point that riles up the internet comment sections. Some people say you can't trust a dealer's word because they'll always push whichever engine they need to move off the floor. I'm here to tell you that there's not a single bad outboard in this discussion. It's about matching your personal boating style to the right engine features. Performance is where the debates get loud. I've heard of boaters nearly come to blows arguing over which brand gives a better hole shot or which engine is faster. Yamaha has long been associated with solid low-end torque. If you're a bass fisherman looking for that explosive launch off the line, especially important when you're trying to scoot to your fishing spot before everyone else, this attribute can be a game changer. There's a reason their SHO lineup, particularly in that 200-250 horsepower range, has gained such a cult following among tournament anglers. Big block V6, loads of grunt, and a reputation for silky smooth power delivery. Mercury, though, is no slouch when it comes to performance. Their Pro XS line, especially the V8 models in the 200-250 horsepower class, offers an almost ferocious mid-range punch. It's not all about the initial jump out of the water. Once you get into those higher RPMs, these engines feel like they've been shot out of a cannon. Spend a day on a bass boat or a center console with a Pro XS, and you'll see exactly why some boaters rave about that extra top-end speed. Does that mean Mercury is the clear winner if you're a speed junkie? Possibly, but it depends on how you use your boat. If you're often in rougher waters, you might appreciate Yamaha's strong, steady torque curve that gets you on plane fast. Whereas if you crave the adrenaline rush of flying across the lake at wide open throttle, Mercury might scratch that itch more effectively. A commonly overlooked factor is how engine weight and power distribution match your specific boat design. A heavier engine at the stern can shift the balance and affect your hole shot, while a lighter engine might plane faster but struggle at the top end. This is why it's so important to test an engine in real-world conditions, rather than just reading horsepower numbers on a spec sheet. Rising fuel costs and environmental concerns means nobody's laughing about gas mileage these days. Well, unless they enjoy emptying their wallet at the marina pump. Both Yamaha and Mercury have poured heaps of engineering prowess into optimizing fuel consumption. Yamaha's high-pressure direct injection (HPDI) and electronic fuel injection (EFI) systems have become almost legendary for how they precisely meter fuel to each cylinder. It's a big reason you'll find longtime Yamaha fans who swear they spend less on gas during a busy boating season. Mercury counters with their own heavy hitters, Optimax and the newer 4-stroke EFI systems. The idea is straightforward: deliver just enough fuel to meet the power demand without flooding the cylinder. While we're in the realm of controversy, some people claim Mercury's older Optimax engines were more finicky, particularly if they weren't meticulously maintained. From my experience, the reality is that if you slack on maintenance, any direct injection engine can start to misbehave. It's not a Mercury-specific phenomenon, so much as an owners who skip routine upkeep phenomenon. One interesting twist is Mercury's active trim system. If you haven't tried it, it automatically adjusts the engine's trim angle based on boat speed and RPM. The result is a more optimized running angle, which can save you fuel over time and make you look like a trimming expert, even if you're brand new to boating. Yamaha fans sometimes knock that feature as unnecessary technology, but I've seen it make a real difference in consumption numbers, especially when you're hauling a heavy load or dealing with variable water conditions. Ultimately, if you put two comparable Yamaha and Mercury models head-to-head in terms of displacement, horsepower, and load, you'll see only small differences in fuel burn. It's not like one is going to cost you double at the pump. Still, if shaving off every fraction of a gallon is your priority, make sure you also consider hull design, prop selection, and your personal driving habits. Let's shift gears to durability. No matter how fast or efficient your engine is, none of that matters if it's in pieces after a season or two. Yamaha is famous for being extra cautious about corrosion, especially in saltwater environments. I've opened up older Yamaha outboards and found minimal rust or pitting because of the materials they use and the coatings they apply. Combine that with robust gear cases and power heads that seem engineered to shrug off abuse, and you've got a brand that's earned its bulletproof reputation. Mercury, on the other hand, isn't exactly handing out free passes to the salvage yard. Their advanced midsection, AMS design is a major reason Mercury lovers stay loyal. It provides extra rigidity, cutting down on vibration and stress that can lead to mechanical failures over time. They also offer the C Pro line, built specifically for commercial operations, the kind of environment where engines run non-stop and see harsher conditions than many of us can imagine. If you ever want to see a test of an engine's durability, watch how it performs in a fleet of rental boats or in commercial fishing operations. That's a true torture chamber, and I've seen Mercury Outboards handle it with surprising grace. One lesser-known detail: Mercury invests a ton in specialized manufacturing processes at their US plants, ensuring consistency across castings and assemblies. Yamaha's built in Japan, also to rigorous standards, but there's always a bit of brand pride for those who prefer made in the USA. Some folks claim that domestic manufacturing means easier access to parts and quicker service. Is that always true? Maybe, maybe not. Yamaha has a solid global distribution network, so I've rarely seen a major part shortage for them either. But for those who like to support local factories, Mercury scores points. Now let's dig into the bells and whistles. Boaters are increasingly tech-savvy, so these two brands have been racing to out-innovate each other. Yamaha's approach often feels user-friendly and straightforward. Their digital network gauges give you everything you need at a glance, from RPM to fuel burn, and they can seamlessly integrate with multifunction displays if you want to see all that data on a bigger screen. Yamaha also touts its variable trolling speed control, which is basically a blessing if you fish for species that require a precise low-speed presentation. Then you have Mercury's SmartCraft system, which is the brand's digital nerve center. It not only gives real-time data on engine performance, but also keeps tabs on diagnostics. If something's amiss, SmartCraft can clue you in long before you notice a problem. Mercury owners also get to brag about joystick piloting on compatible boats, letting you maneuver in the tightest marinas with just a flick of the wrist. To top it off, Mercury's been diving into the app scene, offering mobile connectivity so you can monitor your outboard's vitals from your phone. It might sound gimmicky, but once you've used it to check engine hours or get an alert about a potential issue, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Is more tech automatically better? Not always. There's a corner of the boating community that says keep it simple. Fewer gizmos mean fewer breakdowns. If that's you, then a more bare-bones Yamaha might be your cup of tea. However, if you're the type who loves the idea of auto trim, digital throttle and shift, and your engine telling you what it needs before you have to guess, Mercury's advanced features might make your life that much more fun, and maybe a bit easier too. Let's talk about that safety net, warranties. When you're dropping serious cash on an outboard, you want to know the manufacturer will have your back if something goes sideways. Both Yamaha and Mercury offer 3-year limited warranties out of the box, which is pretty standard in the industry. Where they start to differ is in extended coverage. Yamaha's extended service Yes plan can tack on 2 or 3 more years, offering comprehensive protection well beyond that initial window. It's a straightforward program, and I found Yamaha to be fairly cooperative when claims arise, provided you follow their guidelines. Mercury's version of extended coverage can stretch your total protection up to 8 years, depending on whether you spring for the Gold or Platinum plans. The Gold coverage excludes some components, while Platinum is more all-inclusive. If you're the type who wants the ultimate peace of mind, that Platinum coverage might be a game-changer. But let's address a point of controversy. Some Mercury owners complain that the tiered plans are confusing, and you can end up paying for coverage you may never use. My take? It's like health insurance. You hope you won't need it, but you'll be mighty glad you have it if disaster strikes. Service experience also matters. Yamaha has a reputation for smooth warranty handling, but Mercury's no pushover either. When an issue arises, the question often comes down to how good your local dealer is. If you've got a top-notch Yamaha certified mechanic in town but no Mercury experts for miles, guess which brand becomes more appealing? We might as well talk about styling, because let's be honest, a lot of folks buy with their eyes first. Mercury used to be known for that classic black cowling with red accents, but in recent years they've gone for more aggressive angles and sleeker lines. The Pro XS line in particular sports that edgy look, which pairs nicely with a tournament bass boat or a flashy performance rig. Mercury even offers custom color decals so you can coordinate your outboard with your hull or show off your team colors. Yamaha tends to keep it classy and understated. Their outboards often feature a more rounded, subtle design that doesn't shout for attention. Some might call it bland, but I'd say it's timeless, especially if you prefer a clean aesthetic that blends with any boat style. Their SHO models, however, bring a bit of sporty flair, especially in the lower unit design that many describe as bullet-like, streamlined to minimize drag and maximize speed. It's less about making a statement at the dock and more about making a statement on the water. We can't forget about the practical side of styling. Mercury's Talkmaster lower units often come with low water pickups that can be a lifesaver if you run in shallow waters or want to maintain higher speeds with the engine jacked up. Yamaha's gear cases might not look as menacing, but they're engineered to remain robust under stress. I can't emphasize enough how crucial local service availability is. You could have the greatest engine in the universe, but if the nearest qualified mechanic is a 2-day drive away, you might find yourself cursing the day you sign those sales papers. Some regions are heavily skewed toward Yamaha, especially in coastal areas where Yamaha has long dominated. Other places lean Mercury, sometimes due to historical partnerships with boat manufacturers like White River Marine, Nitro or Sun Tracker, which come standard with Mercury engines. Then there are brands like Skeeter, famously aligned with Yamaha. If you buy a Skeeter boat, guess what you're probably mounting on the transom? This brand loyalty between boat builders and outboard manufacturers can simplify or complicate your life depending on which side of the fence you're on. I've had customers lament that the boat they want only comes rigged with Mercury, but they already have a Yamaha mechanic they love, or vice versa. Also consider that some smaller independent shops specialize in one brand. If your local shop has a stable of Yamaha certified techs who can diagnose your engine blindfolded, you might want to go to Yamaha just for the convenience. Mercury might have the theoretical advantage in raw horsepower or technology, but that won't do much good if you have to ship your engine 3 states over for every little hiccup. Alright, let's stir the pot a bit with this made in the USA versus made in Japan debate. Mercury is proud to stamp made in the USA on many of their models, rolling them off production lines in Wisconsin. Yamaha is a Japanese brand, headquartered in Hamamatsu. Now, does that automatically mean Mercury is better for Americans who want to support domestic manufacturing? Some folks say yes, absolutely. They like to buy local, keep the jobs local, and wave the flag proudly. Others couldn't care less, as long as the outboard fires up every time they turn the key. Truth is, Yamaha engines are engineered with a level of precision that rivals any domestic plant. Japan has a long storied tradition of mechanical excellence. Look at their auto industry. So if you think you're getting a subpar product just because it's not made in the States, you're sorely mistaken. On the flip side, Mercury's quality control and engineering are top-notch too, and there's something undeniably cool about saying, yep, this big V8 beast was built right here in the US. I've noticed some older boaters in my community who grew up with Mercury black anchors on the back of their dad's runabouts, and they're loyal to the brand like it's a family heirloom. Others discovered Yamaha during the 1980s boom when the brand made waves for reliability, and they've never looked back. Really, it's more about your personal preferences, and perhaps your sense of patriotism than any huge quality gap. Jokes aside, there is no universal clear winner between Yamaha and Mercury. Both brands have incredible strengths: Yamaha's legendary durability, Mercury's cutting-edge tech, and each can transform your boating experience. The real key is finding the perfect match for your boat, your local service network, and your personal style. Hope you found this comparison enlightening. If you want more on all things outboard, hit that subscribe button right now. Got your own experiences with Yamaha or Mercury? Drop them in the comments. Until next time, I'll be on the water, happily running either one. Cheers.